Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I wanted to have a discussion with you guys today, and I decided let me do a mukbang, and I have some McDonald's. So I am hungry. I haven't eaten all day. So I figured since we're about to have a very serious topic discussion, I need to have some food. So what I wanted to talk about was the other day I was watching a YouTube channel of one of my favorite YouTuber, and she was discussing the fact that she hasn't been on YouTube for a couple months, which I did realize I haven't seen her in a couple months. The reason for that was, I guess she was having some marital problems and some life changes, and she just wanted to step away for a little while, which is very understandable. And with the marital problem that she was having, she needed to step away, reevaluate, and come back. So she was discussing, the problems that she was having with her husband, and she wasn't going into too much detail. But if you're married, there are days when you have good days, and then there are days when you have not so good days. And in her comment section, I wrote, I'm glad that you allowed you and your husband to step away so that you guys could work on your marriage and leave the eyes, the mouth, and the ears out of your relationship. And the eyes, the mouth, and the ears is YouTube. So I further said that, when you're married, majority of married people, we've been there. We've had days in our marriage where we feel like we want to give up and we just want to call it quits. And she was at a point in her marriage where they were at that place where they even started discussing divorce. So in my comment, I said, we've been there, we've all been there. But when you love that person, you're willing to make it work and do what you need to do. And it was a pretty nice comment that I put. And a young lady reached out to me and she was like, excuse me, how do you make your marriage work when you feel like you want to give up? And I was like, oh my God, I have such an awesome testimony about that. So I reached out to her and I was, talking to her. And I said, let me make a video about that, because you never know who you can touch and who you can help. So that's why I'm here today, to make that video. And I really wanted to talk about my marriage, but not go too in depth and giving y'all all my business. So I wanted to say, marriage is a lot of work. And if you aren't willing to put in the work, then you don't need to be doing it. You don't need to get married until you are at a place where yes, I'm ready to put in the work, and yes, I'm willing to put in the work when the days aren't good. Because I can promise you, you won't have 100% good days. In fact, you'll probably have 50% good days and 50% bad days. But it's up to you what you are willing to do to make your relationship work. So I love my husband. My husband loves me. And I can tell you, in our marriage, we've had good days and we've had bad days. Before we got married, we were dating for 3 years. And during that 3 years, we had so many good days. But man, did we have bad days. And it took us realizing how much we need to respect each other and how much we need to grow up. And once we grew up, that's when we took the next step. That's when my husband took the next step and asked me to marry him. So when he asked me to marry him, I knew then that we were ready and that we were prepared for everything that came once we got married. We went to counseling and that went well. And after the first year, you know how they say the first year is the honeymoon stage. And they were right. Excuse me. They were right. Because the honeymoon stage was awesome. We were happily in love. We were doing everything to make it work. Because we knew just because we're married now doesn't mean the work ends there. But after that first year, that's when things change. And we would argue, but things got so bad for us, and a lot of people don't even know that my husband and I were on the brink of divorce. We one day came in this same car, sat in the back seat, and we were talking, and we were pretty much at a place where he's gonna move out, go stay at a hotel, and we're just gonna co-parent, but we can't do it. We were at a place where we were done. And after that, we weren't talking for a while. But then something changed, and we realized, no. We made a vow, and we're going to stick to that vow. We realized we wanted to be together forever. And we decided we were going to put in the work. I love my husband, and my husband loved me. We had a beautiful boy together. And just because it got bumpy doesn't mean we need to run. So we decided to put the work in, and we did. And I was so happy we did that, because now we have found the tools that we need to help keep us in check, to make sure that our marriage is on track. And when we have the bad days, the first thought isn't divorce. So what I wanted to say to you is, if you're watching this, what I want to say, if you're married, always remember, today's a good day, tomorrow may not be a good day. But what are you going to do about tomorrow to make sure the next day you are good, your husband or your wife is good, and that your marriage is worth fighting for? One of the reasons why we ended up pulling together and trying to figure out how to make it work was we decided that God needed to be in the middle of everything that we do. So once we put God in the middle, that's when we know things are working out. You cannot expect your marriage to work and not have God at the forefront. And even if you don't believe in God, that's okay. That's your prerogative if you don't believe in God. But you need to find something, a foundation for you and your marriage to stand on, so that When you're having bad days, you don't give up. When you're having bad days, you push through and you fight and you make it work. If you love your husband, the first thing shouldn't be divorce. If you love your wife, the first thing shouldn't be giving up. You should fight and keep fighting. I was happy I fought for my husband, and I'm happy that he fought for me, because we wouldn't have had our second baby together. And he's our blessing. Both of my boys are our blessing. So I'm happy we decided to fight. I'm happy we decided that we loved each other enough to make it work. And we realized we cannot let anything or anyone come in between what we are trying to build. And that is a unit. That is a family, a blessing God bestowed upon us. So I'm here to tell you, if you're married and you feel like wanting to give up, try to remember what brought you guys together. Try to remember why you guys fell in love. And I promise you, once you remember that and you start putting in the work to get that back, things will change for the better. Now, if you both aren't putting in the work, then I'm sorry, it's not going to work. You both have to be willing to work to build and fix what you have created. And I'm so happy I did that with my husband. And I'm telling you guys, right now things are so amazing between us. Yes, we have our good days, and yes, we have our bad days still, but that's marriage. We're gonna have ups and we're gonna have downs, but how we handle it is what matters most. So I have to go right now because I have to go pick up my mom. And I just wanted to bring this testimony to you guys about, my marriage and how we've come so far from the dating stage to being married, to wanting a divorce, to realizing we don't want a divorce because we love each other so much. So as I sign off, I just want to tell you guys that I love you, and I will be praying for each and every one of you that are in a relationship and you feel lost and you feel like you don't know what to do. Just remember, you love each other. Just remember to put in the work. Communicate. Communicate. That is one of the most important tools to make a relationship work. Don't argue. Don't shout at each other. Make it work. Listen to each other. Don't cuss at each other and forget to listen, because that's not going to solve anything. You have to communicate. So thank you guys for watching. Please remember to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell so that you can know when I'm on here and dropping you some gems, or I am introducing you to my family. So again, don't forget to subscribe. Anyways, I gotta go. This boy is knocked out. I'm hungry. I gotta pick up my mom. So I will see you guys later.